Hello, 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 welcome to Firearms of America, and as you can see today I have another pair of Under Armour boots, and this is Bozeman 2.0, and I would say these are hunting boots, but they are advertised as hiking boots, and you can also, because they have these available in camo, you can call them military, tactical boots. And they are actually pretty good. If you don't have time to watch the whole review, don't, that's fine. The link is in the description below. Go ahead, buy them. Good boots. They are true to the size and I absolutely love them. Honestly, I am pretty impressed by recent Under Armour stuff that I have been getting. All of the boots have been so far, with the exception a few running too small. I don't know, happens. I guess they have still problems with some quality control here and there, but overall, with the design and with the comfort, I have been pretty impressed. So let's start this review. As some of you already know, this review is specifically for my ultimate survival boots section, meaning that, if that was your last pair of boots that you would put on in a survival situation, in a catastrophe, natural disaster, like for example, whenever the Hurricane Irma passed through me over here, we were left for like 2 weeks without a light, and I had to do all of these different things to survive, getting water from the ditch over there. And I needed a good pair of boots, and I didn't have one. It was bad. It was really bad. I wish I had these boots, because these boots are pretty good. Okay, so you get the point. If that was your last pair you would put on and you had to walk and run, through the creek, through the forest, whatever, climb, fight, would that be a good pair of boots? I think they're pretty good overall. But how we determine that is through several different criteria. Well, 8 to be specific. The very first one being the comfort level. As you would think, comfort is pretty important, because if you need to run, if you need to walk for extended periods of time, you will want the boots to be comfortable. So to test that, what I do is I do my 5-mile walk and a 3-mile run right after, without taking these boots off. The whole wear time is about 7 to 8 hours, and let me tell you guys, these boots are very comfortable. I absolutely love them. Now, you would think, because how bulky they are, they would be heavy, and they are definitely, they do have weight to them. They are not like, air, like some boots, trail running boots, trail running shoes that I reviewed on this channel already. They do definitely have the weight, but it was so easy to run in them. It was so easy to walk in them for a number of reasons. First of all, the bottom sole is fairly bendable. It is pretty flexible, so it definitely does contribute to, whenever you're running. But another cool thing is on the inside, and that's the inner sole. The inner sole is actually a very popular one, especially with Under Armour. They're higher level, higher grade, right, boots, higher quality, I guess, boots, is the Cupron, and it's the anti-bacterial copper infused, which I don't know what it means, sockliner top cover, right? A lot of names, but basically all it is, it's very simple, similar to Ortholite from Salomon. It has that very nice jelly surface, right? And whenever you put your foot on, you get that sort of wrap around feeling. So whenever you're running, your foot just doesn't wobble around there. It actually is nice, comfortably wrapped, kind of like wearing a sleeper. And I'm very impressed by that. It really does add up to a lot of comfort level. So on the comfort level, I would give these boots a very solid 9 out of 10. They are very comfortable. And, for this size of the boots, for the weight of the boots, being able to run for 3 miles, really without any problems, I am very impressed. Now, the next criteria that we are going to talk about is going to be the proofing and protection. And the proofing, they are waterproof. They do feature this storm waterproof, and you can see it here. It says storm waterproof membrane. So basically, it's very similar to Gore-Tex. It repels water, but it also allows for some breathability. So pretty good. Whenever it comes to protection, we do have a little bit of tougher rubber here on the front. Not much, as you can see, it is pretty soft, so there's not a lot of protection going in the toe. I wish there was a little bit more. I wish this rubber was a little bit tougher, would be nice. Then we do have some reinforcement whenever it comes to the ankle. We do have some pads going on here, which is nice again, and the heel is reinforced as well. But this time it's actually pretty hard, not like the front. So not much of the protection. I do think it's a reasonable amount of protection, and because it's waterproof, it's pretty good. But I wish there was a little bit more, because these are, after all, you can use them as a hunting boots, you can use them as a military, as a tactical boots, and of course as a hiking boots. So on the proofing and protection, I would give these boots a 7 out of 10. Alright, let's talk about the quality and the design features, which is the criteria number 3. Now, whenever it comes to the quality, like I said, Under Armour, unfortunately, probably because they're so big of a company, they do have occasional mess ups here and there with the quality control. Like some of their boots I get, and they run really, really small compared to the size. These don't, luckily. But again, don't get my word for it, because you might buy these boots and they run small, and you're like, hey, you told me they run in true size. I don't know, guys. It doesn't depend on me. The link is in the description below, the same link I got this boots from. But other than that, there weren't any other design problems. The reviews are pretty good as well. Occasionally you do see some mess ups here and there, but again, I think because the company is so big, it's just inevitable that it will be, it's hard to control the quality. Okay, so let's talk about the design features. I really do like the strings. They are my favorite thinner strings. They do make it easy to tighten, and they do feature these hooks, but the thing is, the hooks are actually a heavy duty plastic. Now it is a heavy duty, and plastic obviously is lighter than metal and steel, so it does contribute to a lighter weight, but at the same time it does raise the question, how long will they last? After all, it's plastic, and you tighten it, you don't want to snap it. I kind of had it in the back of my mind. I never had these hooks snap on me, but with plastic, that's just what you get. And again, you can't really say that just because it is metal, it's not gonna snap. Overall, it just happens. Okay, so let's talk about the number 4, the criteria number 4, the outsole traction and stability, which is a very important one. Now, I do have some good things to say about this outsole, and I do have a little bit of negative things to say. So, like I said, it is pretty flexible, which is very good. It helps, whenever you're running, whenever you're walking, it makes it easier, because whenever your bottom sole is not flexible enough, you do get too much impact on your ankles, and you don't want that. You do get too much impact on your knees. You don't want that. Now, whenever it comes to the bottom sole grippiness, you do have a good balance of aggression. Overall, it is more to the aggressive side than the flat side, but it does perform very well on flat surfaces like sand, for example. You don't get stuck in the sand and dug into the sand because it has enough of flat. Now, on the shiny surfaces, it performs good as well, but here's the thing, and this is one of my little negative complaints, because these grooves are fairly long and they are fairly soft. As you can see, I can move them. What it creates, and I've seen the same issue with Salomon Speed Cross, very similar. What it creates is whenever you step on the flat surface, kind of like this desk, for example, right here, or like a tile or a marble, you do get a little bit of that over slide. I don't know what you want to call it, but it definitely is not good for your balance. It can, for example, if you're running and you want to stop fast and you stop, it gives you that a little bit of extra movement forward, which can throw you off balance. It's definitely not a good thing. And it is the case because the two things here, They are long, they stick out, and they are soft. So Under Armour, if you guys are watching this, you're probably not, but what I would recommend is, if you want to keep them the same length, make them tougher, make them harder so they don't bend so easily. If you want to keep them at the same softness, then make them shorter. Okay, that's it. Other than that, it is pretty good. Balance on different surfaces, like running on like a rocky road, wet grass, they do perform very well because there's a good balance between aggression and flatness. Okay, let's talk about the number 5. Criteria number 5 is the temperature. Now I do live in Florida, so I was testing them in the hot weather. They are nice and breathable. My feet didn't overfeed, so that was nice. And they do have some fair amount of insulation, so you know, you probably would be good with them in cold weather. Just get yourself a pair of good insulated socks and you will be pretty good. Plus they are waterproof, so it's definitely a plus. But in the hot temperatures, I can definitely recommend these boots. I can no problem take them tomorrow for a good hike through the cypress and just be completely fine. Okay, number 6 is the sizing. Very quickly, no problems with the sizing, perfect sizing. I get all my shoes are in size and a half, and I get all my boots in size 10. You do want that a little bit of extra space, so no problems in that department. Criteria number 7 is probably one of the most important ones, is the balance of application. Meaning that if it really was your last pair of boots that you would have put on and right out of your house and ran and walked and did all of this different things to survive, you know, fight, climb, whatever it is you have to do to survive, would these boots be a good balanced boot to do all of these different things, to walk or run through all of these different terrains, through these different temperatures? I think these boots are pretty good as that option. The only thing, one of my main complaints is that it's the bottom sole that throws you off balance a little bit on the flat surfaces, on the shiny surfaces, like for example this task, or like, you know, on the tile or on the marble, just because these grooves are a little bit soft and you can see them. Now of course the bottom sole softness does contribute to the comfort level. It's easy to, because, you know, makes it soft, makes it flexible, but there is this negative side on the flat surfaces which I wouldn't trust these boots with. Other than that, I do love everything about these boots. They are not too heavy, not too bulky. They do offer a decent amount of protection. They are waterproof. They are very, very comfortable. That's probably number one thing that I like about these boots, is that they are extremely comfortable. So on the balance of application, I can give these boots a solid 8 out of 10. Pretty good. Not on the top of my list of survival boots, but nevertheless a pretty good choice. Which brings us to the very last criteria in our list, and it's the price. Now the price varies between $150 to $200 depending on which color you pick, and like I said, they do have a few different forest options. This is not a real tree, but they do have a real tree coloring. They also do have a camo, which honestly looks pretty cool. I think that probably is my favorite one. So depending on that, the price will vary between 150. This particular one was 150 exactly, size 10 in this color configuration, but like I said, it can go up to 200 size. Now in that price range, honestly the price is fair for these boots, but in that price range there are some serious competition options, and I've reviewed a lot of boots on this channel, but whenever it comes to hunting, this might be my choice. Of all the boots that I reviewed for hunting so far, I think this boots might be my choice, just because of the comfort, because the comfort level is amazing. So let me know what you guys think about these boots. If you do have any requests, definitely let me know in the comments below. All the requests I do put on my request list, and as soon as I can get, you know, my hands on those products, I'll definitely make a review on them, I promise. If you found this review useful, please consider subscribing. Every subscriber definitely counts, since it's still a new growing channel. Thank you very much guys for watching. This was Firearms of America, and I'll see you guys in the next video.